At Albertsons, our crazy is that we have to be local. Everything is local. We often say we have every CEO is every store director is a CEO of our company. So we have 2,300 CEOs. That's admittedly a little bit crazy, but knowing that crazy and knowing that it's important that everything stays local, that everything we build, that everything we talk about has a local element and a way for our local stores to get involved is a foot in the door to talking the same message as everything else. So the first thing we learned is really to know you're crazy. The second thing we learned is that we must define the pivot, that the pivot that is happening in our stores and what is happening in all of this great opportunity, if we don't define what pivot we want to make, it'll be defined for us. And so we really worked hard on using a lot of the available tools that we have, and with Versaic as our partner, thinking of ways to use a cost per person and figure out how can we measure this change, and how can we share that this is a change we want to see, here's a measurement of that change we want to see, and we're able then to define the pivot and define our focus so that it doesn't go in 1,500 directions. And the third thing is there's so much opportunity and so much that I don't know about you all, but I want to do. There's, especially when I go to conferences like this, there's so many beautiful stories and inspiring ideas, and I just come back and I want to do it all at once. And my team will say and they try to bar me from going to conferences for that reason. But I think one of the things we have to do is employ some grace. There's a lot we could do, but figuring out what we can do well and doing it bigger, and giving ourselves the grace to know that we can get to the rest of it later, and taking a look back and seeing what we've done can be very, very helpful. So the right-hand side of your screen has what we've done just as a benchmark. We are typically at about 40 million given to our communities for all of our programs, and now last year we were at 94 million for just our hunger programs, and all of these metrics and everything else were all defined because we were able to pivot and able to move quickly and to understand the company and the crazy, defining that pivot. And then also there's so much more that I want to do, but we're going to employ a little bit of grace and understand that we have a lot to do and there's a lot more time to do as well.